did for now is I taped these strings down, and I taped these strings together. Probably can't tell because it's just a mess of tape. I didn't expect it to work, or I might have made it look better and easily identifiable what it is. But surprised it did anything. But it's definitely muted my strings. You're not supposed to do stuff like that. You're not supposed to. Other than that, you would see this all the time. People fixing their guitars with some stupid stuff. In fact, they put socks and nylon ties and everything up there, but they don't put tape up there, which would be really cheap if it actually worked in that type of use. And then I have taped this down too, so I cannot move this. I should just take the knob off and then tape that down, period, because I think the knob's in the way. But I really want to come down here. It's very uncomfortable. I'm surprised I haven't hit that down yet. I guess it's because I'm trying to learn a different way to play. This really sucks, having to learn like a different way to play. It's like going from an F1 race car to a junky car at a demo derby. Sure, it's going to be fun when you blow that car up and you ram other cars with it, but it's the only purpose of that vehicle is to smash and get smashed and have a good time doing it. This is the demolition derby of guitars, and my last guitar was the F1 racer. Hell, even moving from an F1 racer to a high-end Corvette race car and a high-end Mustang race car, a Saline that's souped up far beyond a Saline, you know, the actual racing Mustang that they sell. It's different. That you can't do. I'm not making excuses. It's like different people do different things. And I'd like to see these other people try to play on chrome strings, because that took like a few years to learn, and then I had to learn how to play other stuff after that again. But it's different. If you've never owned an F1 race car or a race car or a race truck or all the above, then you don't understand the difference between a race truck or a race car. You know, you got to load the back of that truck down with some weight, man. You better. You might have some issues. And maybe they make funny truck racing soon, and we can just laugh at it like they used to, like funny cars just rammed into each other all day. Funny truck racing, make them drive around in a circle, see who can survive. Anyways, yeah, so I tried to fix this, and I've done what I can, but I think it's already out of tune again. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's not ringing right to me, and I'm pretty sure I tuned it exactly to the tuner instead of using my ears, so even if I use my ear, I could have... That wouldn't happen. So that's already out of tune. Just from like that 1 minute of playing there. So I haven't been able to, I'm not going to be able to fix that. Another thing I didn't mention is the fourth tuning key. I think it's the fourth. I don't want to touch it because it's all off then. There's another thing on top of that 40-minute video I made about, is every guitar equal? I'm telling you, the last person, Dave Mustaine at least, was honest and said, hey, this Dean brand's making a good guitar. And it's like, they are if you don't want locks. But no one's ever like honest about locks and dives. They're like, oh, I can dive and hit my whammy bar and stay in tune without locks. And it's like, well, I can't even do that with locks. So I don't know, maybe I just suck at guitar. So maybe I suck at everything. Maybe I'm the dumb one. But it makes me wonder, like, do these people know what they're saying? And do they know that it's like causing problems if they don't say it properly? Like Dave Mustaine said it, like, hey, these new ones are pretty good. If I recall right, he even said the stuff I'm saying, like, that's not the case with every guitar in the world. He said it like, and as of course he's like selling it, but he's telling you. And I tried several of the Dave Mustaine V's. I had the Dave Mustaine pedal, and of course I tried the V's. I wanted them, but they didn't have locks. So, but they were cheap enough that if you just want to keep tuning over and over, rather than playing guitar, get yourself a guitar that doesn't have locks on it. And you can spend all day learning to tune a guitar, and then you can travel on the road with your favorite band, tuning their guitars, and not going to have too much time to play guitar if you're tuning guitars all day. But hey, I mean, when you really invest in 100 instead of 600 plus, and even then you don't know what you're looking for. And when you buy a product, I've never had a person at a guitar store say like, this isn't the best guitar for this. We actually have this one that plays well over here. They're just always like trying to get rid of the junk. So, and a lot of stuff actually works and is not junk. But this is one of these Walmart brand guitars, I assume. So, does the guitar matter? If you buy this shit at Walmart, it might be an issue. Now, things are different for everyone, but especially if you get used to driving an F1 race car, you might wreck. You're probably going to wreck if you think you can drive a Mustang, Saleen, souped up race car with 800 horsepower. Especially a Corvette with the rear wheel drive, something on that level with like 740 horsepower. You could be Bobby McLaren, F1 racer, and wreck that the first time you get in it. In fact, that's a better case, because now you think you can drive this way and you just hit the brakes and you slow down 200 miles per hour in 10 seconds and you're strapped in enough that your head doesn't go flying through the windshield. And then you learn that the Mustang, it ain't strapped in, like, you ain't like, because that deceleration, I'm sure, I've not even been in there, but you see what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you what's going on inside of there. Because it's just, I've studied them so much, I kind of want an F1 race car, but I also know racers, and I've hung out with these people, so I know not every car, not every race truck is the proper car or race truck for who you want to be. You think Bobby Rahal went around driving a Ford Festiva? Do you think he was going to win some circle matches? If he didn't do that, Dale Earnhardt, it would give him a Ford Festiva. Is he going to win driving in circles? He's going to be the worst circle driver in the world. It doesn't matter if it's Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Rahal, Steve McQueen, right? It doesn't matter. It's cheap, it's garbage. It's not a race car. It's not designed to perfection. And you have to understand your race car, too. It's like, I have vehicles, and I've been in really, 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 really high-speed situations. Not saying my vehicles ever went quite that fast, but let's just say we know for sure that most cars I've seen, that speedometer, once it's souped up, the speedometer stops at like 160, but the car is like, it's acting like you've not even hit the gas yet or something. So I've at least seen it happen. I understand the difference between parts you have going on, your tools. Can you buy a Dollar Tree screwdriver? You can buy a Dollar Tree screwdriver. Is it going to hurt your hand? No. Because it's going to break. It's going to strip before you got to turn it hard enough for that uncomfortable, non-padded handle to do anything to your hand. It's going to strip and break. So you get something that's like $8 instead of $1, and you get the Cobalt with the padding on it, and you can turn it all day long with no problems. Like I said, those frets coming off here, if you play with that rips this open. I'm probably used to this. Like, pretty much we get used to ripping our hands open. That's how we do any of this stuff. Is just these small strings are like razor blades. They really are. Like, I don't think anyone really thinks of that, or never heard anyone else talk of it. But I just done one slide and ripped my finger open, and The weird thing is if, especially if you have an active pickup with a battery in it in here, the strings will like start to send a charge and like a little shock inside the cut when the string gets in the slit open skin. And I mean, it was slit open, but I just figured everyone does this, so I have to get over it when that actually did happen to me. And you know, like, does that mean I can't do it? Does that mean I suck? Does that mean everyone else is lying and not telling you everything? I mean, not on that part, right? But when they tell you every guitar works the same, that's like a mechanic telling you every car works the same. Don't let him work on your car, dude.